Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Bountiful. Today is August 19th, 2026. We're at 443 East, 1450 North. We have the camera pushed out just shy of 100 feet. And I always say 100 feet is about the average. From the roof, it's more like 120, so this is actually a little shorter than average. That's the city line that you see on the screen now, and this first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. Looks like transite pipe from what I can tell so far. Actually, probably clay. Starting to see that red terracotta color a little bit, and then also just based on the amount of joints every few feet, I think this is probably clay. Downside of clay is you have a lot of joints, so there's more spots for roots to come through. There's one right there. Left side of the pipe starting to crawl through. There's a big old root, big enough I'd recommend it be cleaned now. It's already blocking a good half of the pipe. You can see toilet paper starting to get caught. It's on the top, which is not uncommon because there's so much more movement across the bottom, but I would recommend that it be hydrojetted. There's also a little bit of an offset where the pipes have shifted and created that lip. That's a spot where waste could potentially get stuck, and if enough waste gets stuck, it can create a blockage where it backs up. I don't know why this area is so stained. It's always good to have the pipe looked at again once you've had it cleaned. There's a lot more that you can see once it's been cleaned. Especially when you have areas that are blocked by the insulation, or the roots. I'm sorry, the roots I meant. Now we can really kind of see that terracotta color. I've not seen any standing water, or no significant amounts of standing water. Starting to see a little bit there at 42 feet, starting to go underwater, and then we come out of it. So it is a little flat there, but far from the worst that I've seen. Now we're going through cast iron, and that's what's under the house. Now, as you can see, cast iron gets really rough and rusty. It will eventually need to be replaced. I'd recommend this be cleaned as well. Oh, there's a wet wipe or something stuck in the line. Never put wet wipes down your line, especially with cast iron. But this should be cleaned and then looked at again. Pretty rough looking, but also pretty typical for the age. Looks like another wipe right there. And now we're just coming up the roof stack, so there's nothing to see here. So to recap, you have clay through the yard, cast iron under the house. The cast iron looks pretty rough. You want to have it cleaned, and you want to be prepared that in the future it will eventually need to be replaced, or they could blow in a liner. In the yard, your clay looked decent, but you did have at least one joint that had big roots. It also had a little bit of standing water at one point. That was in the cast iron, but overall the grade looked good. I would recommend this line get the insurance. That way, if you have a bigger issue in the future, they can help offset that cost. And Home Serve is the popular option for that. And then I would recommend this line be cleaned and looked at again because of the condition of the cast iron and because of the roots. And then last part of the recap, you did have at least one offset. Not the worst that I've seen, but ideally you wouldn't have an offset where waste can get stuck. We're going to end this recording now.